It just popped into my head. And Chris and TJ, I might ask this of many others who come into our midst between now and the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
Depending on how this one goes. No pressure. So if you could choose anybody in the NFL, front office, league office, other coaching staffs, other players, you choose one person to watch Super Bowl 59 with, to watch their reaction to the game and the ultimate result. Who would it be, Mike? I have one in my head. I'm going to throw one in your direction.
Wow.
To you. How about that one?
Wow.
A watching buddy for Mike Florio for Super Bowl 59.
I'd probably say Roger Goodell.
Okay.
Just because I'd want to hear what he's saying and thinking, and I'd want to see the facial expressions and the reaction and the phone calls he might be getting during the game. That's probably the first one that would come to mind, because I want to see what he goes through during the premier sporting event in the entire country as it unfolds, as mistakes might happen, as things might occur that could feed this narrative that the NFL is trying to rig things for the Chiefs, which is just ridiculous. I mean, let's just be clear. The narrative is ridiculous, but it's impossible to get people to not believe what they firmly believe. If we've learned nothing else in our political discourse over the past 10 years, it is impossible to get people to yield on the things they fervently believe. I'd want to see how he handles that whole morass of factors and issues and pressures as the game unfolds.
Here's my guy. You ready for this, Mike? I would want to watch Super Bowl 59 with John Mara. That's who I'd want to watch.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
You know,
that's a good one.
I would want to watch it with him.
He's not watching the game. What are you, crazy?
Are you crazy? Of course he's watching the game.
Why would he do that to himself?
It's not what he'd do to himself. By the way, first of all, his dad's name's on the football. He's a football guy through and through. He's watching the Super Bowl. I don't know if he's going to be there. I doubt it, but I have no idea. He's watching it. And again, every single time we see one ripped off by 26, he's literally the first person I'm thinking of. What is he thinking watching the Eagles get to the Super Bowl with 26 doing what he's doing? Arguably the most valuable Eagle. That's the guy I'd kind of want to watch the Super Bowl with.
That's a great one. That would be even better than sitting next to Newman with a giant bucket of popcorn. That would be awesome.
You know what I mean? Like I keep thinking of it right now. And I understand it. Part of it is kind of unfair too, because the Giants, the bed wasn't made really this past offseason, but the one before it, when they couldn't get a job done and decided to go ahead and franchise tag Saquon and make the long-term deal with Daniel Jones. If they could flip that, it might be a different story. The Eagles might not be going to the Super Bowl right now. You know what I mean? But I still would want to get his 2 cents watching it, you know?
Rich, the biggest unforced off-field error committed by any NFL franchise in the 23 years I've been doing this is the decision of the Giants to submit to the off-season Hard Knocks last year, because we got to see how the deliberations unfolded. We got to see how badly they missed the mark. This trend toward interchangeable parts at running back has finally been exposed in its flaw. You can find a running back anywhere who can get you 1,000 yards if you have blocking, if you can trust him to hold on to the ball, if you can trust him in blitz pickup. There are guys at every major college, sea to shining sea, that could play at the NFL level. But there aren't many guys who are special. And that's where they got it wrong. And we saw it play out. And if John Mara had a worst possible case scenario of not keeping Saquon Barkley, as all of these conversations were happening a year ago, the worst case scenario is he goes to a division rival, he leads them to the Super Bowl, and he has 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that division rival wins the Super Bowl with the ultimate gift that the Giants gave them.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.